Now let's bring you a recap of our breaking news. A Boeing passenger plane has crashed in Rostov-on-Don in southwestern Russia, killing all 59 people on board. The aircraft was carrying 55 passengers and 4 crew members. 4 children are believed to have been on board. According to reports, the aircraft crashed during a second landing approach. It is believed the crash occurred because of poor visibility due to bad weather conditions. Local sources also report the plane's tail hit the ground, then crashed and burst into flames. Reports also say that the aircraft broke up and caught fire as it crashed. The plane reportedly belonged to the FlyDubai airline and was en route from Dubai. The airport in Rostov-on-Don has been closed after the incident. The aircraft reportedly crashed less than 100 meters before it reached the runway. And now let's get more details from RT's Nadira Tudor. Nadira, what do we know so far?
Well, Emily, the details are still sketchy, as you can understand. It hasn't happened long ago. It is a Boeing 738. It has crashed in the south of Russia, in Rostov-on-Don, and there were 55 passengers on board. All of those 55 passengers have been killed. There were 59 people on board in total, the reports tell us. We don't know. It's not clear still if the crew are included in the number that were killed or not. The reports say that there were poor visibility at the time. The aircraft was asked to make a second attempt to land, and it crashed during that second attempt. The company that owns the aircraft is called FlyDubai, and those are basically the details that we have at the moment. So that's 55 passengers have all been killed on a Boeing 738. That's what they were traveling on, and the total on board was 59.
Well, thank you so much for bringing us up today. I'm sure we'll be coming back to you throughout the day for the latest on this developing story. Thank you, Nadira.
Thank you.
What we know about this flight so far is that the aircraft type is a Boeing 737-800W. It took off from Dubai at 10:37 p.m. local time on Friday. The flight number was FZ981. The plane was flying between Rostov-on-Don and Dubai twice a week. And now this tweet allegedly shows the route of the crashed FlyDubai plane before the tragedy occurred. Just a reminder, the incident took the lives of 59 people, including 4 crew members on board. According to reports, the aircraft crashed during a second landing approach. It is believed the crash occurred because of poor visibility due to bad weather conditions. Local sources also say the plane's tail hit the ground and crashed and burst into flames. Let's cross live now to John Cox, who is a pilot. Hi there, John. Thank you for joining us in the program today. So we've heard that weather conditions were poor when the plane was, sorry, just to repeat my question. We've heard that the weather conditions were poor when the plane was coming in to land. Should it have been diverted instead?
Well, it's very early to tell what actually occurred and whether if a diversion would have been appropriate. This Boeing 737-800 is a mainstay veteran airplane. It's been, the 737 has been in service since the late 1960s. It enjoys an extremely good record. It's the most widely used commercial jet in the world. It lands frequently in difficult weather conditions. So the airplane's history is very good. FlyDubai is a relatively young airline, but they have had a very good record so far. So we don't have enough information yet to draw any conclusions about the cause, but they'll certainly be looking at the weather as one of the potential causes.
Now, John, I know you're a pilot yourself. Can you tell us what is the protocol when you come across such bad weather conditions?
Well, I flew the 737 for about 15 years, and when flying in inclement weather, you have instrument approach procedures that you follow to ensure that you maintain adequate altitude above the ground and that you fly the appropriate track to align the aircraft with the runway. So those procedures are depicted in the flight management computers, and the pilots will brief that procedure before initiating the approach to the runway. So it's flying in inclement weather is something professional pilots do on a regular basis.
So now, John, I know this crash has just happened and we don't have a lot of details on hand at the moment. But from your experience as a pilot, could the reason for the crash be any other than just bad weather?
Well, it could be any number of possibilities. As an accident investigator, and I've been an aircraft accident investigator for over 30 years, you look at everything. So could it have been a mechanical problem? Could it have been a pilot problem as far as to how they flew the airplane or where? Could there have been issues with the ground navigation equipment? All of those things are going to be looked at by the investigative authorities over the next few days, and slowly the answer to all of these questions will emerge.
Now, John, do you think there are any chances in a crash like this for any survivors?
Not knowing exactly what the airplane hit or how it hit, that would determine the survival factors or survival capability. When the airplane is relatively close to the airport, it tends to be going much slower than it is at cruise. And of course, that lower speed increases the survival capability. So I'm a little surprised that all 59 people on board perished. It's a great tragedy because they were in proximity to the airport, and normally they're going at a slower speed.
So we understand that the Rostov-on-Don airport has been closed after the incident. How long should it remain closed after such a crash?
That is determined by a group of people. One, the airport manager, and two, the investigative agency that is handling the investigation. They will make the determination when it is safe to continue operations at the airport.
Well, thank you so much, John, for speaking with us today. I'm sure we'll come back to you for more as the story develops. Thank you so much, John. Now, it appears that we'll be looking at this video. We cannot confirm the validity of the video, but it allegedly shows the moment of the crash. Just a reminder, the incident took the lives of 59 people, including 4 crew members. According to reports, the aircraft crashed during a second landing approach. It is believed the crash occurred because of poor visibility due to bad weather conditions. Local sources also say the plane's tail hit the ground, then crashed and burst into flames.